Hi guys, I'm sorry that I did not make a Monday podcast or Tuesday podcast. I tried making a Tuesday podcast, but I technically did make a 10-second long one. But I tried and it was like a half hour long. It didn't upload. It only uploaded 3 seconds of it, so I had to take it down, and I don't know. But today I'm doing the stunning news that Packers had, but it's not really stunning because we all seen it happen. It was gonna happen. Um, it was the release of Mike Daniels. If you haven't heard, Packers have released Mike Daniels. They had tried to trade him to another team, but they couldn't find any suitors. Just quick 3 potential trade targets, or a couple of them. I could see Seahawks, Patriots, Chargers, Eagles, Browns. I could see them teams signing Mike Daniels. But basically, I have some reasons why I think Packers cut Mike Daniels, and I have some stats to back me up and current players now that their stats and to compare it to Mike. But I'm gonna get right into the video. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment if you have any video suggestions or anything you'd like to hear on a podcast. Just comment them. Another thing is, spread the word about this channel. Try to get me to 100 subscribers, because once you get me to 100 subscribers, I'll have other people joining me on the podcast, or sometimes just dropping in an episode or two. But try to get me to 100 subscribers. If there's something you don't like about my podcast, comment it. If there's something you love about it, comment it. Because I would love to change around and upgrade the podcast. So, I mean, I'm not saying be rude in the comment section or anything, but I'm kind of saying, like, say you don't like the topics, just say, hey, I don't really like your topics, maybe can you try to change them up a little bit, stuff like that. Just so the future of the podcast can go somewhere and I can change it up. But yesterday I said the schedule in the video, but it didn't upload. Basically, the schedule for my podcast is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Some Fridays I'll make some I won't, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm not going to do any. So basically the weekdays except for some Fridays. But I'm going to start by going through Mike Daniels' stats all the way from his rookie year to 2018. So 2012, Mike Daniels had 12 solo tackles, 1 touchdown / interception. Well, 1 interception which led into a touchdown, 2 sacks, and 2 quarterback hits. 2013, he had 28 solo tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 10 quarterback hits. 2014, he had 47 solo tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 17 quarterback hits. 2015, he had 49 solo tackles, 4.0 sacks, and 9 quarterback hits. By here, it's like Packer fans are like, oh, he needs to improve on his sacks and quarterback hits if he wants to stay on the team. He stays on for, spoiler alert, he stays on for another 3 years. But and then 2016, he drops down tremendously in solo tackles. He only gets 33 solo tackles, stays the same in sacks, and goes up by 2 on quarterback hits. 2017, he went up by major thing, 49 solo tackles. He went up to 5.0 sacks and 14 quarterback hits. By now, Packer fans are like, yes, Mike Daniels is going to sprout into a great player. He's going to be an MVP and all this. Haha. Not so fast. Let me spoil 2018 for you. Mike Daniels gets a foot injury, results in only 18 solo tackles, only 2 sacks, and only 5 quarterback hits. In total, his whole career, he only had 158 total solo tackles, and 29 total sacks. That was his career. But I brought in Kyler Fackrell and Blake Martinez's stats to show that Mike Daniels looked good on the field, but if people would be sitting there studying his stats, he wasn't as good as people made him sound and all that. Because if you look at this, like, there's different types of defensive players. Some of them are better at tackling, some are better in covering, some are better in tackling, tackling, some are better in sacking, some are better in certain things. So the reason why I chose Martinez and Fackrell is because Fackrell is better in sacking than Martinez, and Martinez is better in solo tackles than Fackrell. So that is what's the word for it? Whatever. That's a demonstration of two separate ones. Also, it's nice because both of them have been on the Packers for 3 years, and they've been on the Packers and all that in the league for 3 years. But basically, Kyler Fackrell, his 2016 rookie season, he had 2 sacks. That matched Mike Daniels. Then he had 8 solo tackles. Mike Daniels had a better first season. 2017, he went up to 3 sacks. 18 solo tackles. Mike Daniels had a little double than that. He had 6.5 sacks, and then he had Mike Daniels had 10 more solo tackles. By now, a lot of fans were like, Kyler isn't anything special. And then you hit his 3rd year. Kyler Fackrell had 10.5 sacks, 29 solo tackles. Mike Daniels' 3rd year, he had 47 solo tackles to Kyler's 29, which Kyler isn't all that in like regular tackling. He's more of sacking. Also, he's a backup, so them for Kyler, them are great stats for a backup. And then Mike Daniels, he had 5.5 sacks to Kyler's 10.5. If you would take them or his first 3 seasons, if you would take Mike Daniels' last 3 seasons when Kyler first joined in 2016, Mike Daniels' 2016 season was 33 solo tackles. Kyler had 8. 2016 sacks was 2 for Kyler and 4 for Mike Daniels. 2017 was 3 sacks for Kyler and 5 sacks for Mike. 49 solo tackles for Mike and 18 solo tackles for Kyler. For 2018, 10.5 sacks for Kyler, 29 solo tackles. Kyler beat him that year, 18 solo tackles and 2 sacks for Mike Daniels. So Kyler was better over a starter. Then I move into Blake Martinez. And then overall, Kyler Fackrell had 15.5 sacks his career so far and 55 solo tackles. Versus Blake Martinez, he did the worst out of all these 3 in sacks, but he did the best in solo tackles. Mike Daniels' first year, 12 solo, Kyler 8 solo, Blake 44 solo. Second year, Mike Daniels 28 solo, Kyler 18 solo, and Blake 94 solo. Then Mike, his 3rd year, 47 solo tackles, Kyler's third year is 29 solo tackles, and Blake's 3rd year was 91 solo tackles. So, Blake Martinez to Mike Daniels, 7 years. Blake Martinez is 3 years to Mike Daniels, 7 years. Blake already has the more tackles. He has 229. But at the same time, you gotta think Daniels is a defensive lineman. Blake is a linebacker. So you gotta also think of it as that too. And then the sacks, Blake, I I can't explain the sacks at all. But by cutting Mike Daniels, Packers saved $8.5 million. Well, gained $8.5 million. With that money, Packers will probably extend or give Kenny Clark a mega contract, and probably give David Bakhtiari a future mega contract. I know Packers are talking about giving him a mega contract. But today's video was a kind of short one for a podcast. If you enjoyed this video, comment it. If you want me to explain anything, comment it. But my quick thoughts on cutting Mike Daniels. Me personally, I would have waited. I would have let him play in 2019, then cut him after that if he didn't get better at all. But I was not surprised that they cut him with Dean's new contract, having to sign Kenny Clark soon. Then you're gonna have to sign Kyler Fackrell next year, Blake Martinez next year, maybe Brian Bulaga. If Crosby performs good, then him. They're gonna have some contracts. Then Aaron Jones' rookie contract is up at the end of this year. So you got some signings to do. So I think that's another thing that Packers release him for is money concerns. I think there might be a couple more releases during training camp, such as Jamon Moore, Tim Boyle, and people like that. Tim Boyle, I could see going before any of them. And people keep asking, do you have a prediction for Packers' future quarterback? That I think we don't have. Deshaun Kaiser's not our future quarterback. Tim Boyle's not our future quarterback. Manny Wilkins, I have no idea. I haven't seen him play on field yet, so that's still up in the air. But more than likely, Packers in 2020 draft, Packers will take a quarterback, and Packers will keep playing with the quarterback, see who will be our future. Thank you for watching. I enjoy doing these podcasts. If any of you guys have any suggestions for any suggestions for podcasts, just drop them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and try to get me to 100 subscribers, because when I do reach that, I'll have a guest in the podcast.